Hello viewer, welcome to the Thai show. Sometimes things happen. We're supposed to have Nicholas Kimeli on set, but he's not here with us. But we're still going to discuss the Internet of Things. And with me in studio, I have Roger Sotom. He's the CEO of Bafunde. He's going to help us understand what is this thing that people are talking about that is called the Internet of Things. So Otom, welcome.
Thank you, Davia.
Let's discuss this topic.
Okay. So first, just as you have mentioned, we were to have Nicholas Kimeli, who is one of the most brilliant inventors, okay, I've come across in the field of Internet of Things. But due to reasons that cannot be avoided, okay, he is unable to come. And once he's done with whatever is holding him, we hope that we'll have him so that we can continue with this discussion of Internet of Things. I can speak of Internet of Things from a knowledge point of view.
Yeah.
Him, he does the thing.
Expertise.
Yes, he does the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so look out for when he will come, because we promise that he will. So we'll talk about that. And Rogers,
yes,
where did you gain interest of technology from? Where did it start from?
That's a good question, and it takes me back to, you know, when I was in class 7.
Yeah.
If I say the year, people will guess my age.
We'll do that math.
So it was in, I think, 2007. Let me use a safe space. About 2007, when my stepbrother came from university and he came back home with a laptop.
Yeah. Okay,
and when he left the laptop there, I think he went to the market or in his own errands. I opened the laptop, and that thing was just amazing. So I tried doing a few things. I see password there. I can't get it. When I had him come, I closed the laptop. I didn't even know how to switch it off. So what I did, I removed the battery, returned the battery, and when he opened it, it was like it was switched off properly. And I said, okay, I love this thing. And because the truth is, the girlfriend at that time, who is now the wife, was doing computer science. So when I just heard that so and so is doing computer science, and I see the gadgets here, I loved it. And I fell in love with technology. Okay,
that's your story. Interesting. So then there's something we've been talking about internet for years and years, and we all know that devices, computers are connected. We can communicate. I can wake up and I have a relative living in another continent, and I can talk to them using data. So devices have been connected, and we can communicate with people. So when we are talking about the Internet of Things, we know up to where internet ends. So what is Internet of Things?
Yes. You know, as I'd mentioned last in the last Thai show, there's nothing new under the earth. Okay, first, before devices will be connected, as you mentioned, people had to be connected.
True.
Because we know the story of the Tower of Babel. Okay, when it said that God confused the language of the people of the earth. So when I say, give me a spade, you bring me a carburetor. And when I say, oh, by the way, don't mind my language of spade and carburetor, is because I used to do mjengo. So I get to use those. When somebody say, give me a power saw, somebody brings a cake. So things will not work. And that means people had to go separate based on the language that they had. And people had to learn how to communicate again to each other. So we have been trying to learn French here, English there, Chinese here, Swahili on this side. And so when people started now knowing how to speak a common language, which in this case we know English is widely spoken, then there was need, and then because of innovation, devices were springing up. Now there was need for us to, like, the communication was made easy between us, because I can take a phone the way you have said, and I make a call. And now, right now, we have social media. So long as you have data bundle, sometimes it's free. You know, those people will say, I'm on a free WhatsApp, I can't download the picture.
We know them.
So the people can talk across the internet, across continents. But now we have about 7.8 billion people on the planet.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it may be higher because the statistic counting may not be that accurate. We know numbers are not that accurate, but it's estimated that there are about right now. 2 years ago, it was estimated that in 2018, it was estimated that there were 25 billion devices connected.
All right.
Okay, 25 billion. And you may doubt that number, but let's say in this setup, let's say people who are in this studio, we may be 7 or 5.
Yeah.
But if you see the number of devices that are connected to each other, there are probably 3 times that, like 15 devices connected.
True.
Cameras, the monitors, the tablet you have. Okay, so we have like 25 billion devices, more than 25 billion devices connected right now.
Yeah.
So these devices also communicate to each other. There's need for these devices to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
That the camera need to connect to the switcher, and the switcher need to connect to the recorder.
Yeah.
And that needs to be put on the PC, and that needs to be broadcasted or streamed to the internet.
Yeah.
So these devices are connecting,
and
the list goes on and on. At the internet, the viewer who is currently seeing this, watching this, his device or our device is also connected to the internet, and they're able to see what we are doing currently here from wherever place they are. So that brings the thing of Internet of Things, inanimate objects or devices connected to the internet.
All right.
Yes.
I think we used to call it in high school, we used to say there is living and non-living things. So
Absolutely.
we are connecting these non-living things
to
so
the
that they
internet.
can communicate.
Yeah.
So it's a connection of devices.
Absolutely.
What are some of the real examples of things that are connected in the world today? What are some of the things we are seeing that are working through the Internet of Things? Could you give us an example too?
Thank you. And probably just to give the viewer who probably who has never understood what Internet of Things is, there are 4 terms that you need to understand when you're talking about Internet of Things. You need to have, we used to have key terms in biology. So long as you have those key terms, you are given tick.
You can explain whatever is coming up.
So the first key term is a device. Okay.
Yeah.
The second term is internet.
Yes.
The third term is data.
Yeah.
Or data. So you just said data, I said data. It depends with
where did you go to school?
Where you went to school.
Yeah.
And we have talked about device, we have talked about internet, data, and then there needs to be that communication. Okay, so if you have those, you can now define what Internet of Things is.
Yeah.
But some of the applications of Internet of Things, like application of Internet of Things, is almost in every sector. Almost every sector. But currently, those sectors that actually use Internet of Things properly are, high-end tech manufacturing plants like those in motor industries. Okay. Or just manufacturing in developed countries. For example, we have Tesla. Okay. They use Internet of Things. Like everything is being sensed. And that data is being collected and so forth. And we have some applications of Internet of Things in the house. So we have smart homes.
Yeah.
Your house is smart such that it detects, it senses when you are coming, opens the door. Once you are inside, it opens the windows. You do nothing.
Yeah.
The bulbs are on like magics. And then we have emerging smart cities. Just imagine now an upscale of a smart home, now a smart city.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have, the sensors, the smartwatch.
Yes.
It sends your, let's say, parameters like your blood pressure, your temperature, and sends them over to the internet. Absolutely. So those are some of the applications that we are currently seeing in Internet of Things.
Okay.
And even your phone right now, we may think that this is a big thing. Let's bring it down. If you have a smartphone, okay, when you go into a dark room, you see it reduces the light.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go into a bright room, it increases the brightness of the screen. That's Internet of Things. You have sensors. They sense the light intensity, the environment, and then they respond. So Internet of Things deals much with devices trying to analyze the environment. They make sense out of that data and then they respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting that things can just happen. So it's about efficiency. So that's one of the role that the Internet of Things is playing. So why do we need the Internet of Things? I mean, you know, we are in I have been brought up in an African setup, and working hard is part of life. You know, doing chores, waking up, going, getting water, and such of kind of things. You know, people used to take water to the shower by carrying it using buckets. So right now there is showers. So why do we need the Internet of Things when we can do these things by ourselves?
You remind me of one of my favorite comedians. It's called Flavo. Flavo Q. You know, sometimes Otis can go to his father. Dad, I need fare to go to town for a meeting. And then the mother will say, Maiye. And then the father will say, Kijana, my son, during our time, we used never to go, you know, for a meeting. Like we used never to board matatus. When we wanted to go to a meeting, we would leave Kisumu to Mandera on foot. So you see,
typical African stories.
Typical African story. And then you will say, weak generation. So the thing is, I know we have been brought up, you know, in a setup where we need to work hard.
Yeah, take the world by your hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just want to remind the viewer that working hard does not mean you have to literally sweat in every facet of life. Okay, we need to we have been given the brains to, you know, to use to make our lives lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you as a lady don't have to, or myself as a lady, a man don't have to literally wash the clothes. I can have a machine to do that. I've done I just facilitated the machine, put the clothes there, and it washed. I just sit and relax.
Yeah.
It's still working. Now it's working smart. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason as why we need Internet of Things, a straight answer, is to make our human lives a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Is to lighten our burden, and also to automate some things which are, for example, opening windows. You don't have to wake up and, you know, open the window every time. You can have an Internet of Things set up such that when your alarm goes off, the windows open.
Everything happens.
Yeah. So the phone will have to, or alarm will have to communicate to the window, and it opens the window.
Yeah.
So it's just to make our burdens lighter. That's why we want to do Internet of Things, and also efficiency.
Yes.
For example, if you are in Nairobi, you know that the traffic police will let mostly in the morning, they will let the vehicles to pass based on their feelings. If they feel that today I want the right, these vehicles on the right to move,
they give them a signal.
They'll just do like that.
Yeah.
While there's a long line or a packed traffic on the right.
True.
Okay. But a device, let's say a smart traffic light connected to Internet of Things, will be able to say there are like 500 vehicles on the right and there are 200 on the, using that data, they'll allow those that are on the right to pass.
Yeah.
To balance that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for efficiency,
we are replacing human brains with sensors.
Not really.
Which is still okay. So efficiency is one of the main role of the Internet of Things. So it's just to make things easier.
Absolutely.
Everyone would like an efficient life. I tend to think so. But there's something that is coming between us and efficiency. Something is blocking us. There's a stumbling block between me and waking up, and my blinders just open themselves and my doors are open and I go out for a jog. So when we come back, we want to go on a break. When we come back, we are going to discuss what are these things that are making the Internet of Things not become a rampant thing. Why aren't we seeing it moving as fast as we want it to move? Why is it that we are not getting there? What is coming between us and the Internet of Things? Stay right there. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you a lecturer? Are you a tutor? Are you an instructor? Do you wish to make learning efficient and effective? You can now reach out to your learners online using technology. Introducing Bafunde. Bafunde supports trainers and educators in organizations, universities and colleges to prepare and deliver digital content to boost interactions and learning. Visit our website at bafunde.com and register now. Bafunde, enhancing learning.
Hello viewer, welcome back. Thank you for joining us for this second session. So I think you've heard, maybe not once, not twice, but so many times, that change is the only inevitable thing. You cannot avoid change. It has to happen. So whether we want it, whether we like it or not, the Internet of Things will catch up with us and we need to move. But there are things that are making it not happen. There are things that are making it not move as fast. So Otom,
yeah,
I wanted to talk about the challenges that are facing the Internet of Things. What is it that is blocking the Internet of Things? Why aren't our devices already connected? Why aren't our homes already smart homes? What is the problem? What is coming in between?
Thank you, Devian, for that question. It makes us now to think deeply on where we are, actually where we have been, where we are, and where we are going.
True.
If we can't have discussions around those themes, as you know, innovation or technology is, as far as innovation and technology is concerned, then we are lying to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason as why we don't see, you know, that rapid, you know, scaling of Internet of Things is because we lack the infrastructure. Currently, there are students who have not done, you know, the university exams just because the regions where they are, there's no good connection. There are regions in Kenya that are still struggling with 2G, while other countries have
5G.
started, they have the discussions and they have started installing 5G.
Yeah.
With us, a better part of Kenya doesn't even have strong 2G.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about Internet of Things. Before your phone start communicating with your coffee, somebody somewhere has left a place, let's say a distance from Kisumu to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Because it's still loading, checking your temperature. So we don't have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And infrastructure in terms of stable electricity.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the electricity we have, it can one day decide to sleep.
Yeah.
The way
come
you're
back
sleeping,
when it wants.
and come back when it wants.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a damn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sadly.
And then we have, you know, nobody's even apologizing. And then we have the internet.
Yeah.
And you know, when we talk about internet infrastructure, I would say we need to have a government agency that is just concerned with putting something like internet infrastructure, because it's such a huge investment that we cannot leave to private partners. I know Safaricom has done their bit to install, you know, Safaricom home fiber around. Liquid Telecom is trying. You know, we have all these
I like your choice
trying.
of words. They are trying.
They're trying their level of best.
Yeah.
But you see, they're driven by, number one, we need to see the market.
True.
So the decisions these private sectors are making is based on market size.
Is it profitable?
Is it profitable?
Yeah.
They use the word, is it viable? Okay. So if it's not viable, it doesn't make business sense, they will not do it.
Okay.
So that means development or infrastructural development is constrained within the scopes of cities.
Yeah.
So you have internet in regions like, let's say, Nairobi,
True.
Kisumu, Nakuru, and even within these cities, even within these towns developed, there are still some regions.
Regions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are coming from Mathare, you use your bundles.
Talk about social stratification. Yeah.
You use your bundles.
Yeah.
If you're coming from Karen, 4G, full, they'll ask you, do you want 100 Mbps per second?
Yeah.
And say, yes, because you can pay.
You can afford this.
You can, because you can afford it.
Yeah.
You get, those places have those infrastructure. Okay. But for us to see, you know, a lot of data that makes meaning, we need a wider scope of population.
Yeah.
So we need infrastructure to be able to facilitate the adoption of Internet of Things. There's no need of me building a smart home in Kitui. First of all, there's no electricity there. So infrastructure. The second thing is, you know, just the people talk about mindset a lot, but I don't want to use mindset. Skills.
Yeah.
And just awareness. There are people who don't know that smart things exist. Just the way you said we were brought up, you know, for food to be sweet, you must just have 3 stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And firewood.
And firewood.
Dry or wet.
Dry. If you try to cook, if they come to Nairobi, hey, food ya gas haikuangi tamu.
Or you are lazy.
Or you are lazy or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But it's because they don't have that awareness. If you tell them about Internet of Things, keep the song. Just the way I'm being told our fathers were introduced to tea. That the whites will bring tea leaves, and like our fathers will say, no, that's those things. You know, the way right now tunakata vaccine. No, those things are to make us infertile and whatever. Now like when they started when they started having to test the tea, now they started going for that tea themselves. So if Africans, or if in Kenya, will start testing the benefit of Internet of Things, then we'll start thinking. Now we'll say, this challenge I have, because the problem is the Europeans, people in Silicon Valley or wherever they are, they're creating solutions for their problems. Yeah. And then we import it in Kenya. Yeah. Okay, we import it in Africa. But we have our own problems that we can solve using Internet of Things. You get it? Yeah. So we know that we are trying. You know, we have a lot of prototypes. I've seen prototypes during Nairobi Innovation Week where a system that somebody has created, it will detect the humidity and temperature of the soil, and then the sprinklers are on. But we never go past the prototyping stage. Now, I'm still on the question that you asked, what is hindering us? Number one, we are very good at prototyping, but we don't have the avenues to scale whatever we are building. Yeah. So I can have a very nice prototype, but we don't have the resources, we don't have the skills to manufacture these things in large scale in a standard that is going to be acceptable to the market. Yeah. So you'll find we have a very good innovation. After prototyping, if it's viable, where do we take it? China. Okay. So the Chinese make it, they copy. So they have the same product that you are the one who, yes. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do. Absolutely. There's nothing you can do. So we don't have the mechanisms, industries to make the level of systems that we want. Okay. So we need to rely again from abroad. Okay. Yeah. So some people say, hey, it's a long journey. I need to. The last thing about skills, you need skills to be able to make the devices talk to each other, share the data, analyze it or analyze it, depending on where you went to school. You need the skills. Yeah. You need to know how devices connect. So that means you need to learn about gateways. Yeah. Okay. Like the message queuing. Okay. Telemetry transport, GTTP. Yeah. QTTP. MQTT. Then you need HTT, the hypertext transfer protocol that is used in the web. Almost every website does that. So you will also need to learn devices like technologies like GMS, the one that supports SIM card, so that your light can send you a message when you're at work. Hey boss,
you left me on.
You left. Or it can tell you like the token inaenda kuisha. Can you pay?
Yeah.
Okay. You need to learn things like GPS.
Okay.
The technologies like GPS for them to work. Now, if you see where we are as a country,
yeah,
even whatever I'm saying, you can say, what do you mean DSM? What do you mean MQTT? What do you mean HTTP?
We only see that when we are copy pasting links.
Yes, so people don't know it.
Yeah.
We are very behind as a country in regards to technology. Okay?
Yeah.
And the reason is, if you are not in technology thing, in technology field, it doesn't concern me.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
I stick to my lane.
So
that's
we need
what
those.
We say.
I stick to my lane. I'm an anthropologist.
Let me do this.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm an economist. So because we lack the skills and we have very few people, let me tell you, if you plant 3 seeds in a 1 acre field, vis-a-vis somebody who plants a bag of seeds,
yeah,
who is going to harvest more?
The bag.
The one who. So we are investing few. We are putting few seeds in the field of technology, while other people are putting a lot. They're
going all out.
So they get more than us.
Yeah.
So we need those skills. You need to understand how device. You need to analyze that data, because data without analysis is like a car without a fuel. You can go nowhere.
Can't help you.
It can't help you. So you need to analyze that data, make sense out of it, send it back to the device to make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we give up on this whole conversation of Internet of Things, because it looks like it's a lot of work to achieve it. So what is my responsibility as a person? What is your responsibility? What is the responsibility of the government? Like, who needs to move? What do we need to do? What can I do? I know, they say teamwork makes dream work, yeah? So I believe everyone has a role. So what can we do about it? How can we make it move a little bit?
Yeah, thank you. That has just made me to think even deeply. As I said, the easier one, we usually take all blames to the government. So government out there, your responsibility
in
first.
In Kenya, we say serikali's idea.
Everything is the government. Why did you fail exam? Government. Why didn't you eat? Government. So let me say, the government need to think of how to provide the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay. If they provide stable electricity, okay, and provide good internet, bare minimum 3G, so that it allows me, if I'm in Siaya, I can sit down and learn Internet of Things and do my own codings. That will be a good plus.
Yeah.
Second, let's take ourselves out now, and we now need to think about what we want. For example, if I have interest in technology, I have to take the initiative.
Yeah.
I have to be proactive enough. For example, you asked me when I developed interest in technology. When I started learning coding, a teacher didn't teach me. I went out there in the internet and learned, took courses online, went to YouTube, Googled, and so forth. So I was very proactive enough.
Yeah.
So if I want to have a smart home right now, I really need to be proactive and try things by myself, learn things by myself. So to our dear viewer, if you are interested in Internet of Things, when you have access to internet, just go online and start learning.
Yeah.
And there are free resources which will give you basic understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me tell you, you don't have to be taught everything. In Babylon, let me tell you a brief story of Babylon. Babylon was one of the richest kingdoms that the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
Very rich.
Yeah.
There were buildings which their walls were adorned with gold.
Yeah.
Somebody will think they had gold mines. Babylon never had a gold mine. But the reason why Babylon was that rich and successful is because Babylonians were taught 2 kinds of learning.
Yeah.
There were things which they needed to know. You need to know the name of your mother. You need to know the name of your father. So your father is Roger Sotom. I believe I don't have a child out there. And you need to know that 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
So that one you need to know. The other form of learning that Babylonians were taught was learning the things that you don't know, and even your teacher doesn't know. What we will call in our modern world research.
Yeah.
So right now when you see Elon Musk having a smart car, it's not that he learned it all in a book. He learned the basic, brought a team together, they did the research.
Yeah.
They tested, they failed, they tested, they failed. You know, we just see the success. We don't know how many times they have failed. We see rocket going to Earth, we say, yeah, go America, go America. We don't know how many, the long hours they have spent in research. So we need to, and research is not something big that you have to go to university. You can sit down in your kitchen, okay, try pili there, kachumbari there, to try making recipes and test how does it look. That's how KFC came about. Somebody just trying to cook a chicken,
mixing spices,
mixing 16 spices here and there,
and
now it's a recipe that's worth billions of dollars. You need to take an initiative as a person and do your own research in your own capacity to the best of your knowledge. You are only limited by what your mind think.
True.
If you think I need to make, you know, let's say a banking system. For example, if you want to disrupt banking system in Kenya, you can do something amazing that even M-Pesa will not. They will say, just think and be consistent in what you are doing. So we need to be consistent as people and do research on our own capacity. So those things, and plus together with infrastructure, they'll make us go far.
True.
As a people, as a nation. Yeah.
I think we just need to always remember, before every product, there is a process.
Absolutely.
You don't just get a product from nowhere.
Absolutely.
There must be effort behind the scenes. That's what we call it, BTS. So I'm looking at someone who wants to get into this field. They have interests. You know, if I remember the kind of system of education that we went through, I don't see whether there was someone I could reach out to and tell them, I want to learn how to code. I need a computer, I need internet. In fact, you'd not be given access to such kind of things when you are in school, because probably someone would think you want to go on Instagram, on Facebook, you want to waste time on social media. So someone who has interests, where do they start from? How can they enter? What are some of the basic things they should start doing that will help them get into this field?
Thank you. That's a very good question. And as I'd mentioned earlier, we like to blame the government for everything. We want to, and you know, we want to blame the education system in everything. And I've been, let's say I'm a suspect or a victim of people who blame the government. You don't know how to code, it's our education system. You don't know how to sing, it's our education system. You don't know how to cook, it's our education system. And you can go deep and start dissecting. Why is it that you're married and you don't know how to cook? You know, when you were in university, they never allowed us to cook. You will be found with a coil. You are being suspended. Let's come back and think. You can blame the government. Your fathers and your grandpas blame the government. They died blaming the government. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Just as, you know, we want to have a meaningful conversation that can trigger thoughts and so that we can move forward as a nation.
Move us to action.
We need to take action as a people. Now, you know, right now, the government, I'm blaming the government. The government says there's an act of drones that you cannot fly a drone in the Kenyan airspace without permission. Now, recently, we saw a startup that developed the drone, and where do you think they were testing them? The same space that the government said you should not
fly the drones.
And the government, the president himself saw the drone and said, these drones, we are going to use them in our security forces. You get it? So sometimes, just do it. Just do it. Right now, if I have a passion about drones, I'll make it and fly it. Okay?
Yeah.
So what we need to do, I think probably I've lost your question. But if somebody wants to start something, it begins at the mind. Everything you see was once an idea. Even you as a person, dear viewer, you were once an idea. Your father said, I need to have a wife. And they said, we need to have a baby.
Yeah.
And then a beautiful soul like Devian was born. You are an idea. The device you have is an idea. So let's first start with ideas. And there's this common thing Kenyans like. And that's why it said that the richest place in earth is the grave. There are people who had ideas.
They died without executing them.
Don't mention even execution. Execution is the latter stage. They never even shared those ideas.
Yeah.
If you have an idea, the first thing, put it down on a paper, not in the brain. Put it down on a paper. You analyze the gaps, fill the gaps. If you don't, because you will never get, to know the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
Once you put it in a paper, you identify the gap, share it with people. Any person who says, I'm afraid to share my idea because somebody steal, that person doesn't have an idea. You get it? That person doesn't have an idea. I can borrow your tablet.
Yeah.
You see this device?
Yeah.
It probably was somebody's idea, but it has been approved. It has been improved by thousands and thousands of people. People in the manufacturing, people in the software development, people in the sensing technology, people in social interaction.
Yeah.
They have all improved the idea so that you have a tablet. People in design, so that they put this button in this place. All of that has taken people sharing ideas and improving it.
Yeah.
So we need to share first, put our idea down on paper, improve on it, share it with people. Now, when you share your idea with people, okay, there come networks. If it makes sense, people will tell you it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, people will tell you, this is stupid. But let's not say that when people tell you it's stupid, it does not mean it's stupid. Okay, so just talk to the right people. Don't go to a doctor and tell them about IoT unless it's going to be used in the
IoT is Internet of Things. Just so you know.
and let's say you have an idea of a radio. I saw a post on Facebook of a Form 3 student from Beta who has created a radio.
Yeah.
You saw it?
Yeah, I did.
And you see, he has a radio, an FM station. And I was just shocked, amazing. How did he do that?
I was fascinated also.
And the way he was talking of the frequencies, the amplifiers, it's something that I don't know. Because he has that passion, and you heard what he said, he has employees. Yeah. 2 of them. He's not doing it alone. So if you want to do it alone, that's also a problem. Create a team.
Get a team.
Don't say they will steal my idea. If somebody steals your idea, trust me, they're going to fail. They're going to fail. And then I think we need to create a platform where people can share their ideas. For example, so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
If you are interested in IoT and you don't have an idea, I'll give you free ideas. Right now, just imagine those 20 tokens, digits. You have to enter them all of the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you create a smart bulb, okay, that will communicate with your phone? Once you get that message, your phone sends that to the bulb, and the bulb top-ups the token.
Okay. You've just made me you've just reminded me something that annoys me so much. Sometimes you confuse those digits and you have to start all over again. Anyway, so
Lipanga tokens once in a while and then you forget. What a kulipa ya 50-50.
We don't do that here. I think something that all of us should learn is that if there is a will, there's surely going to be a way. So just start. Things will fall into place along the way. I want us to talk about the pros and cons of IoT. You said IoT is Internet of Things. So now everyone is familiar. So we can throw that word around the room and you'll understand what we're talking about. So there's a recent incident that happened. there's a platform that is a social media platform that is coming up. I don't know whether it is still coming up or it's somewhere. It's called TikTok.
Okay.
So TikTok started in the recent few months. Rather, it became famous in the past few months. And at some point, people said there is a superpower that is trying to use TikTok as a way of monitoring people's lives. So they want to know what people in other continents are doing. So it has a privacy connotation, question marks attached to it. So IoT and privacy.
So let me just start on the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Whichever app you have.
Yeah.
Whichever app you have, when you install an app, it usually asks you for this. Do you want to allow them to read your messages? Do you want
access
them to
your gallery or
access
contact
your
list?
gallery, contact list? They mean those things.
And they say down there, terms and conditions
apply.
Who has time to read 36 terms and conditions that are in a very small font?
So you don't have time to read
Yeah.
those conditions.
Yeah.
And even if you have time to read, probably there's no other option. So you will have just to accept. But all technology companies, which actually the heart of Internet of Things is in data, not the devices.
Yeah.
Is in data. You know, they used to call gold like the unit of the measure of wealth. In our current world, data is the measure of wealth.
I'm starting to feel insecure.
When you hear that Mark Zuckerberg is worth $100 billion,
yeah,
it's because of your data. Your data and mine. That's why Mark Zuckerberg is 100 billion. Talk of Elon Musk. It's data. Talk of Bill Gates. It's data they collect from you. The time you send an email, Google wanakuangalia hivi.
So their network is my information.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's your information. And that's why you go to Google, you type, let's say you want to gift your boyfriend a happy socks. And then you type on Google happy socks.
We don't do that.
You go to Facebook, you typed in the browser in Google.
Yeah.
You go to Facebook, the first ad you see, Jumia, happy socks.
Related posts.
Whatever you searched, they bring it, they use it, they analyze that data, and then they make adverts that are targeting you. It's called capital surveillance. They survey.
Okay.
There are incidences. Some apps you use them, they start, they switch on your mic.
Yeah.
Not your mic.
A location.
So they listen to you.
Yeah.
They switch on your location. They tell you for this app to work, you must turn on your location. They turn on your camera, so they know your face. So security is an issue, and because if they tell you to pay $10 per month to use this Facebook, you will not pay.
Yeah.
But they need to make money. So what are they going to do? They're going to charge you on your data. So those securities are there. And the safety of, one thing we need really to think about the safety of Internet of Things is that if you have a system that's able to monitor you all through, it knows your temperature, it knows when you are sick, it knows what time you are sleeping, it knows what time it knows all the places you visit. You become very vulnerable to that system.
It's true. Okay.
So if I want to know where Devian is on particular Friday, I can go through your calendar. I can go through the data that system has, and I say, unaenda kunyanga on Saturday night, na nimejua atakuwa kahawa ndani. You get it?
Yeah.
So if it's not safe, security is something we have to think of in Internet of Things. If it's not safe, don't use it. Okay, so that's a genuine concern.
Yeah,
it's a genuine concern. So, but we don't have to be afraid.
Are you sure?
We don't have to be afraid. Do you stop going to eat in a hotel because there's food poisoning?
Nah.
Nah, you see, nah. You go and eat properly, food poisoning, but die.
He'll deal with it.
But we have to think of security of our data in Internet of Things. And one thing I can say, no system is perfectly secure. No system is perfectly secure. You know, we have been saying, oh, let's use blockchain technology before, but we have had in the recent past, cyber criminals stealing even those digital currencies.
Yeah.
They are stealing them, but remember it's blockchain. Okay, which has to have a lot of, probably we'll find time to talk about blockchain also, as we have talked about Internet of Things, so that, you know, there are different levels of verifications from multiple people that uses that platform, but people still steal these digital currencies. So it's something that you can't have a perfect system. We can't have a perfect system, but we need to try. Even if you're buying, you know, some Internet of Things appliances, please read terms and conditions, what data it collects and how it processes that data and how it uses that data. If you don't want people to know where your location is, then just quit. Or build your own, custom build your own. You can build your own. I can have my little server, or I can buy a server space somewhere, have an app and my own Internet of Things that doesn't share that data with other people else.
Okay.
Oh, I have another idea.
Yes.
Okay. You know, we are going into festive season. I had talked about the smart bulb, an idea. So to any viewer there who is interested and you want an idea, let me give you the second one. We know that in November, January, we have a lot of deaths, accidents in Kenya. And accidents takes, like, it robs us of, let's say, 4,000 brilliant minds every year.
Yeah. And
we all know that we have lost somebody who was, you know, very crucial in road accident.
Yeah.
So you can create, you can create a system that does virtual bumps. It's there in existence right now. I think Omata Speed Limiter has such an idea. But you can create a virtual bumps. Okay. And you can create a virtual speed control system. The virtual bumps are there, virtual speed control system. So we say in December, the roads that are fitted with your device cannot go past 50 kilometers per hour. And that device should be able to connect with other devices. So if Thika Road, say, has 50 cars, you set a speed limit. If the road is clear, you increase that speed limit to probably 100 kilometers per hour. That's going to save so many lives. Okay. So virtual bumps is there in no matter speed limit. I don't know how successful that has been. We have not had the data yet. But the one for setting speed limits depending on times and depending on the number of cars on the road, we need to do that. Somebody can do it out there.
A good thing about coming to this show, you get ideas for free. So we cannot talk about Internet of Things and not talk about its future. What are we expecting from Internet of Things? What is it when we look at those predictions, the data coming in, devices increasing in number, we already have them in billions. So what are we expecting from the Internet of Things in the near future? So
expect, you know, in the last show I mentioned that we are going to have devices talking to each other so that we don't speak. And one of the top fans who has also been a guest in this show said, yeah, myself, I have Internet of Things. I have a coffee maker that does this and this. So it's something it's there. We are not talking about the future. We are talking about the future that we currently live.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's there. Right now, if you want to make your TV to work the way you are, like right now where I am at work, if I had a TV, let's say if I had, and I installed like something like an assistant like Alexa, I'll just go to my app and tell Alexa, switch off my TV.
Yeah.
And it will switch off your TV from wherever you are. Okay, so long as you are connected to internet. So those are there. But the future is we are going to see most of these devices being embedded into almost every system we are using.
Yeah.
Your iron box is going to be embedded with sensors. So you don't have to, you know, the manual way you rotate the heat. Sometimes you forget, you burn. And then your husband look at you like this, where did you learn? Its systems are going to help you with that.
Yeah.
So it will sense the heat, sense the material, set it to the best temperature. Okay.
Yeah.
You are going to have your, I believe one day you'll have your shoes being connected to devices, sensors.
We are
because
getting there.
We are getting there. You are going to have your ACs, okay, which currently that one is there.
Is happening.
Smartwatch.
Yeah.
We are seeing so many smartwatch. Do you know how do you know how the tech companies make money from us?
How do they do that?
They sell you a device. Probably this device will be worth, the real cost will be $100. Let me use that as an example. But they will sell it to you at half a price. Okay? They are not quick to make money.
Slow but sure.
Zoom has been there for 7 years.
Yeah.
We have only seen them make profit this year.
Yeah.
Uber is not making profit. Right now, Uber makes losses.
But they are hanging in there.
They are hanging in there. But they are collecting your data, where you go, the speed. They are collecting that data, how much you spend. They have that data. Facebook did not make money for like 9 years. But once they started making money, today alone I know Facebook has made over $10 billion.
Yeah.
On the minimum side. So what they do, they sell to you the device. Right now we have the smartwatches.
Yeah.
They take your data on temperature, your high blood pressure, your heartbeat. They just keep the data. They'll store it for like 20 years. And then they'll know that you have a heart problem. And then they start selling you medicine. They sell that data. They start selling you to medicine that deals with the heart.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they're treating. So data is going to be a crucial thing. Data is going to be a crucial thing.
Yeah.
In Internet of Things. So I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah.
If I digressed, I'm very sorry.
I think we are picking what we wanted to learn. So that has been the discussion about the Internet of Things. I think we need to talk about cyberbullying, privacy, and generally about data, because Tarasas even wrote a book recently because of something that happened in America in the past elections, because people claimed their data was stolen and was manipulated for the election. So maybe that's a topic we need to talk about, because it's tied to technology also. Thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you.
I just to cut you a little bit to just inject, because the topic of data has come up.
Yeah.
Let's look for a person who is going to talk about data and data privacy.
Yeah.
And we'll invite them to the show so that they can speak about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out our Facebook pages, Bafunde, and also YouTube. You'll see when we have such discussions coming up. We'll let you know. You'll see the posters so that you know when to tune in. Thank you for coming and discussing the Internet of Things with us.
Thank you so much,
I think we all feel like we are software engineers. You know, we can now throw words like MQTT, HTT, IoT when you want to, you just want to say Internet of Things, but because you want to sound learned, you're
just
like,
threaten
IoT.
Somebody there. Just threaten them
and throw the words.
And throw the words.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. I have been your host, Devian Konvoka. I'll see you in our next show next week on Friday.
Thank you and bye-bye.
Are you a lecturer? Are you a tutor? Are you an instructor? Do you wish to make learning efficient and effective? You can now reach out to your learners online using technology. Introducing Bafunde. Bafunde supports trainers and educators in organizations, universities and colleges to prepare and deliver digital content to boost interactions and learning. Visit our website at bafunde.com and register now. Bafunde, enhancing learning.